No, I am not coming out like this. Yes, I understand you want me in costume, but this is humiliating. No, Fine, I come out. Happy? Let's just get this over with. Welcome back to the Fourth Wall. I'm Chris, and today we're going to be talking about Frozen 2. Before we begin, you know what? No, I am not doing this in this. Heel, I'm changing. Welcome back to the Fourth Wall. I'm Chris, and today we're going to be talking about Frozen 2. Before we begin, if you love movies as much as we do, don't forget to hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons so you don't miss out on more awesome content from the Fourth Wall. With that out of the way, Frozen 2, the highly anticipated sequel to 2013 Frozen, set 3 years after the events of the fourth film. Things kick off when Elsa starts to hear a strange sound from the north calling out to her. Together with her sister Anna, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven, they embark on a new journey beyond their homeland of Arendelle in order to discover the origin of Elsa's magical powers and to save their kingdom. Frozen 2 featured the return of director Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee, as well as songwriting duo Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, and composer Christoph Buck. The original voice cast is back, including Idina Menzel as Elsa, Kristen Bell as Anna, Jonathan Groff as Kristoff, and Josh Gad as Olaf. They're joined by newcomers Darlene K. Brown as Lieutenant Destin Mattis, Evan Rachel Wood as Queen Aduna, Alfred Molan as King Adnar, Martha Pitton as Yana, Rachel Matthews as Honeymaron, and Jason Ridlow as Wyler. Oh, and of course, Disney good luck charm Alan Tudyk. Before I give you my thoughts on the sequel, let's do a quick review of the fourth Frozen movie. In a nutshell, I quite like it. Elsa, Anna, Kristoff, and Olaf are wonderful characters. The songs are great, and Let It Go have become as iconic as other Disney classics such as Circle of Life or A Whole New World. I love the animation, especially how the snow looks on clothing. The plot is decent and felt like a Broadway musical. Lastly, I enjoy how they took the cliche Disney princess story and turned it on its head. From criticizing how quickly Anna wanted to get married, to the villain of the movie being the handsome prince, and of course, the act of true love not being a romantic kiss, but a show of love between two sisters. Ola can be annoying at times, and there's other problems, but at the end of the day, I enjoy Frozen, even though there are many Disney films I like better. Unfortunately, Frozen 2 just isn't able to capture the same magic as its predecessor. Let me explain. Most of the problems in Frozen 2 can be found in the plot. First and foremost, there isn't a true antagonist for our group of heroes is fighting against. Yes, there are challenges and obstacles to overcome, but there's no main figure or group standing in opposition. Because of this, the film gets pretty boring at times, and I found myself uninterested in what's happening. The plot is so dull that the characters seem to spend half of the time referencing or recapping what happened in the first film, instead of doing anything new, and it got annoying quick. I do like what happened with Elsa's plot. There's a wonderful scene in the third act during the song Show Yourself that is one of the highlights of the movie and shows why Elsa is a great character to follow. And yes, the question of why Elsa has these powers is finally answered. I also enjoy that the film dives deeper into how magic works in the world of Frozen, as I felt the first film could have expanded on the mythology more than it did. Personally, I got a lot of Avatar The Last Airbender vibes from this part. Just saying. Another highlight is the relationship between Anna and Elsa, as they were rarely on screen together for the first film. This time, you get to see them work as a pair and how they react to different situations. I like that they were both shown to be powerful people, even if only one of them has magical abilities. I enjoy Anna's development in this film, but the subplot between her and Kristoff falls flat. The two are really likable on their own, but the movie doesn't do enough to make the audience care about them as a couple. Speaking of Kristoff, it sucks that he got put on the bench for so long in the sequel. Seeing him interact with Elsa and Anna would have been great. Instead, he get left behind, which does lead to one of the best songs in the movie, Lost in the Woods. The song is unlike anything else in Frozen catalog, a 1980s power ballad that need to be seen to be believed. But then there's Olaf. Oh, Olaf. I'm sure most kids will love him, but he comes off as more annoying the second time around for the older crowd. He has some clever jokes in the fourth film, but this time his stick is just way overplayed. Frozen 2 also doesn't use the supporting cast very much, and that's a shame. We could explore how their lives will change because of the Enchanted Forest, or pairing up with our heroes. Sadly, they only seem to exist to help increase the runtime and add unneeded B-plots. Unlike the first film, the song often felt forced and didn't flow naturally. They just come out of nowhere. They're not bad, but none will be the standout like Let It Go was. I was left wondering if the movie would have worked better as a whole without the songs. They didn't feel needed at all. Lastly, the animation is top notch and a real visual treat. I mean, it's Disney, so they usually knock it out of the park. The voice cast is stellar and gives strong performances, which almost makes up for the weak stories. I don't think younger kids will enjoy the film as much as the first one. When I saw this in the field, there was a family a few seats to the right of me. They had a little girl who was 2 or 3. She was walking around paying no attention to the film at all. There were times I would hear her saying Elsa or Olaf, but otherwise she didn't care. Overall, Frozen 2 isn't a bad movie, but it is a letdown. The visuals are incredible and the cast gives it their all. But with a dull plot and weak side characters, it fails. The songs, the plot, and the overall tone of the film all fell forced, as it the only reason for existing is to capitalize on the popularity of the first film. I give Frozen 2 a 6.5 out of 10, as the underwhelming songs, confusing tone, and lackluster plot just didn't work for me. Thanks for watching. Now, I want to know your thoughts on Frozen 2. Be sure to leave them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate your support. I'm Chris, you're watching The Fourth Wall, and I see you at the movies.